Hey guys, today we're continuing our ranking of the Doctor Who seasons in Classic and Modern Who, from worst to best. And today we are at 39th place, because there are 41 places since I'm counting the 2009 series and specials and the 50th anniversary specials as seasons. I will be ranking season 7 together, so instead of separating them like I do a lot of times, I'll be ranking them together when I get to that. But we're not going to be talking about that today. We are going to be talking about Series 6, Matt Smith's second series. I think this is the series where modern Doctor Who starts to fall off. The first 5 series are pretty good. Series 2 is a mixed bag. Even Series 5 has a few cracks, and you can see the cracks starting to form, but it's still pretty solid. Series 6, it really takes a drop in quality, especially the further we get away from it on looking back at it. Now, I still like some of Series 6. I like the Impossible Astronaut two-parter in and of itself. I've talked about that recently. I think in another video, I really like the guy playing Canton Delaware Edwards III, or Canton Edwards Delaware, whatever his name is. I like the actor playing him. I know he's also in Battlestar Galactica. He is great in that role. I like the Silence as a concept. They're fascinating. A creature that you can only remember when you're looking at it, and as soon as you turn away, you forget you ever saw it. That's an ingenious idea, and I really like that. And it really ties into the whole Slender Man thing with their design, I think. I like that as well. And then I like how it sets up the mystery about the Doctor dying, and then a past version of him is then traveling with him, and how that's going to resolve. It doesn't resolve well. But it's neat how it sets that up, and I like the ending of the episode, how the Doctor resolves the two-parter with the moon landing. That's creative. I like that. I like the Doctor's wife with the TARDIS. The woman playing the TARDIS in that is phenomenal. I like that. The guy voicing House in that, the little entity that takes over the TARDIS, is a really good voice. There's some good dialogue in there. This could be the first story I remember modern Doctor Who, or Doctor Who I should say, mentioning that Time Lords could change gender when they regenerate, because I remember him mentioning the Corsair could change genders. That could be the first time I remember Doctor Who actually mentioning that, so that's interesting. It's an interesting episode. I like it. I haven't gone back and watched it in a while. I believe Neil Gaiman wrote it, but I do like it. A lot of it is down to the performances between the girl playing the TARDIS and Matt Smith and how they interact together. Sexy. You call me sexy. Only when we're alone. A lot of their dialogue is fun banter, and seeing what Amy and Rory go through. Rory really goes through a lot for Amy. He really loves her. It's pretty neat stuff watching House mess with them. And then I think the girl who waited was also this season. I'm trying to remember if that's Series 5 or Series 6, the girl who waited. I think it was Series 6. It's a good episode. I like the girl who waited and the conundrum that caused. I like the Doctor has to kind of sit out most of it. So it's a very Rory, Amy heavy episode, and Karen does a good job portraying both versions of Amy. And that's a heck of an ending. So it's a really good story. The Rebel Flesh two-parter, I don't really care for. I've watched it probably about 3 or 4 times. It has some neat little moments. The thing with the 2 doctors running around and the little twist at the end with them switching the shoes is pretty cool, and how it even fools Amy. I like that. But other than that, I find the episode just a dull bore. Should have been 1-parter, shouldn't have been stretched into 2. Interesting concept, but not executed to where it grabs my attention. I think God Complex is this season. I can never remember if God Complex is Series 5 or 6. I think it's Series 6. God Complex is an unusual one for me, because I think the story is utter rubbish, but the directing is phenomenal. Like, I love the camera work. It has a very cinematic look that I love. So the story is garbage and dumb. I never understand when people are like, God Complex is amazing. I'm like, why? Because the story is dumb. So there's this Minotaur thing, and it's going to replace your faith with faith in him somehow. And then he's going to draw you to him, and then he's going to kill you. No, he doesn't want to kill you. Okay? Yeah, it doesn't make sense. But it's directed so well. The camera work is beautiful. It has these really unnerving shots of the hotel, which kind of make me think of The Shining, that same sense of unease and atmosphere. And then the casting is really well, too. I really like the one girl that the doctor clicks with really well. I really wish she lived. I liked her. The actress playing her does a great job. I would have liked to have seen her in more Doctor Who. I'd love for her to maybe come back as somebody else in the show. I really like that actress. So it's that rare case of, I don't like it because the story is rubbish, but man, was it really well directed, and is it really fun to watch just visually. The series finale is all over the place. I mean, I like having Churchill back because I really like the guy who plays Churchill. He once played Baron Vladimir Harkonnen, actually. I like him as an actor. He was in White Noise too with Michael Keaton. So it's nice seeing him back as Churchill because I like him playing Churchill. But that episode is a mess and it's all over the place and it doesn't resolve well. It just seems kind of the everything and the kitchen sink thrown in there and it doesn't work. I like A Good Man Goes to War. That one's fun. That one's actiony. I would have liked to have seen the Doctor recruit some other people, like seeing an older Benton show up, or I know we couldn't get the Brigadier at the time. I think Nicholas passed away by then. But like having a Benton or Mike Yates or one of the older companions, gathering up some of the older people would have been cool. Ace or Tegan, instead of just the people. He kind of, you think if he was coming in with an army, he'd come in with an army. But it's really great. I'm right, when he first shows that he's already there. Amelia Pond, get your coat. And that part when he's like, point a gun if it makes you feel better. I just love how confident he is. The 13th Doctor could take lessons from the 11th Doctor right here. He is super confident. And he does exactly what he says he's going to do, maybe a couple seconds later. But, yeah, it's a good episode with a great cliffhanger. The whole River being their daughter thing, I don't hate it. I don't really like it. Just interesting way to end the series. Then you have the let's kill the German guy that YouTube doesn't like people to mention. That episode's dumb. That one's really dumb. There's a couple of funny moments. See, like, I don't buy Mel because she was never introduced, so I don't have any attachment. If they had introduced her in series 5, we'd had a little time to click with her. That would have worked better, but just introducing her here feels shoehorned in. Doesn't mean anything. Although I think it's funny at the end when they show up right when the German guy's being tortured and he's like, I think you saved my life. And Matt's just like, it was an accident, I assure you. The way he does that line is kind of funny, I'll give that. But yeah, the episode's dumb. Like, she's getting drilled with bullets, but it's okay because she's regenerating. I swear, like, regenerating in Modern Who is like, the resurrection. The boulder was rolled away and he regenerated. Maybe Jesus was a Time Lord. They're invulnerable when they're regenerating. I'm not buying it. I was astounded the 8th Doctor could punch down a steel door right after he regenerated. So I'm really not buying this. I don't know. I don't really care for it. And I can't really remember what all else is in this episode. Series 6 is just so forgettable. It's got a few really good, it's got some really good episodes, some really bad episodes, and some really forgettable episodes. But it is definitely the spot where modern Doctor Who started a decline that it has never recovered from to this day, in my opinion. In quality, I don't think viewership started going down yet. I don't think that really happened until Capaldi got in there. But I think quality-wise, this was the beginning of, I was going to say the end, but the show's still going, the beginning of the golden era of modern Doctor Who. Let's put it that way. So I want to know what you think of Series 6 and where it ranks in Doctor Who, Modern Who, whichever. Comment down below and let me know. Other things to do, click the like button and the subscribe button and the bell for notifications so you never miss out on another video. I want to give a shout out to my top tier patron, Stephen Crane. I appreciate his continued support, as I do the support of all of my patrons. If you want to contribute to my Patreon, the link's right down there. I also have a P.O. box if there's anything you would like to send me, anything you want me to review. And a link to my Amazon wish list is down there as well. I want to give a shout out to my fellow Who tutor Paul Bailey, because he is the one who originally came up with ranking the seasons like this. And it's such a good idea. I'm like, I should try that. I waited a while till he'd been doing his for a bit because I didn't want to just jump out with mine. But it's a clever idea, and I definitely want to give him credit for coming up with it. Most importantly, though, thank you for watching.